Okay, so good morning and good evening, everybody, and welcome back in today's class. Today, we are going to be continuing with the scripting part, which we discussed yesterday. Okay, so yesterday we were discussing about the glide record, right? That what is glide record and what is the purpose of using that. So we are at this point. Okay, so what is the glide record? Glide record is a functionality in ServiceNow by which you can call any table that is an object and you can put your functions on the top of that. The purpose of glide record is to do some query to find out some results. That is the purpose of the glide record here. Okay, so yesterday we saw about this thing like this. So this is a syntax. If I say how to means if you want to do any action on the incident table, that how you can do, you have to create a glide record like this and add or create a variable and invite or create what I can say, create an object like this way and put that object into the glide record. Let me open the instance as well just to show you this thing. Let's say we are working on the client script. System is getting slow nowadays. And now it's working. Oof, come on. Okay, in the meantime, it's it's open. Now the main point here is that we should know that how to get a query, how to run a query, how the for loop, while loop work. That I'm sure that you guys understand or you guys read about the things in the after yesterday call. Okay, so now let me come here. New, what should be variable name? Let's say batch 8. Okay, is equal to syntax is new glide record. Sorry, it's var, not the new. It's a variable. New glide record. So you should remember that it has a specific syntax to be work, specific way to define this code. Otherwise, it will not work. Like in the glide record, capital G and capital R is required. If you want, you can see this difference now. Like this, the color is not getting changing because this is the class which you have to be used. If you're putting the wrong class name, ServiceNow will not able to recognize that part. And I face this issue a lot of time doing my practice as well. Okay, and then you can put the table name in the single quotes. Let's say I want to work on the incident. Like this. Okay, now if you want any query on that part, so what is syntax for the getting the query is very simple. This part, glide record dot query. It means I'm saying my this variable batch 8 dot query. This one. These are the methods. And these methods depend on the variable. Okay. These methods depend on the variable part. And every class, sorry, every object, if you're creating anything like this, the method will be get changed. So in the glide record, I have some methods. After this, we will read about the glide classes. Then the method will be different. So it's like dot, I want to run a query. And then, sorry, you can put your while loop, that what you want to do. Again, this is the function given by ServiceNow already. So if I copy this, let me say like this. Why should like batch 8.query? Okay, maybe this. Now I want to see this thing. Batch 8 dot next, this one. So you have to be just know, you have to just understand that what logic you want to build. And the object and the variable will give you the required method as well. So in this way, what we are doing, we are running a query on the incident table indirectly. And we are saying, by the while loop, we're saying, go to the next record, go to the next record, go to the next record. But what you want to do in the next record, you can put your logic here. Let's see what it's showing to us in the upcoming parts. Okay, so that is a one thing. Now, if you want to say, Atul, when I run this query, when I run this query, I want to see incidents where the priority is 1. Let me try one more thing here for just for the understanding, maybe that work. On script. Let me copy this one code. I'm copying just to see that if we run that we are getting some query or not. Same thing. Don't worry that I'm Atul, you're using the glide record first, or sorry, you're using the client script now, you'll be in the background script just to be check. If I run this, what will happen? So now I say when I run the incident table, when I run this particular code on the incident table, I want to see that incident who has a priority 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. I want to be see that records. How to do, how to compare? By this way, variable dot add query. You're adding your query on the top of that, like this way. If I open this, now if I go here and say priority is 3, what I'm doing, I am building a query which go to the incident table and fetch out the results where the priority is 3. The same thing I can do via script as well. And how to do? The method variable dot add query. So now if I come here in the while loop, what to do? I say glide record dot add query. We're not able to do, I guess, in this part. Glide record is R capital. Right. Now add query. This is the benefit, guys. Because R is kept small, then I'm not able to get the methods as well. So it means that if you know the basic stuff you can do. And what I'm saying, add query. What add query? Run a query where I put in the field name, operator, and value to compare. Now, if you see here, what we are doing, field name, operator, value to be there. So now if I run on this part, it means I need to build a query like this. This is the main thing for me, right? So now we will do this part. So this is the method to do this thing. This is the way to do the search in the query by putting the operators. So what it's doing, it's saying like this thing. Priority is equal to 1. If you don't put the operator, by default it will take equal to. And this query I need to be run before, not in the while loop, because while loop means what to do with the next record. So I'll do this thing, glide record dot add query after this, and bring the records which are the priority 1. Now let's try to run this code. Is anything happen or not? Okay, and I did run script. It's run in the background for me. It's run in the background. Always run in the sandbox. I'll tell you that why it's run in the sandbox actually. Okay, it is not showing anything result to me. Let me see. Open in another window. What it's saying. It's saying you run this query. It take transaction SQL count 62. Total 62 counts has been come here, and it takes 28 milliseconds to run this particular query. Okay, now here, because again in the training we cannot go each and every step, but we have to be know the functionality here. Now if I scroll down, so this is a way that you can do the comparison. Okay, if you want to be update your records or you want to be run multiple queries, then you can put or query dot. So like I have one query like this. So what I'm doing, I'm running this command on the change request table that find out the change request where the risk is high, or so I'm putting this query as well in the variable now. Dot add or condition. This is a way that you can join multiple conditions. See, we don't need to be mug up everything. No, we have to be understand the logic here. That is the main part. If you understand the logic, how to build the logic, there's a, in when I go or when I take some interviews, we have to find out two type of people. Okay, and I'm not criticizing anybody. When I put any development question, my intention is not to know that he can write a code or not. No, I never thought that he will write a code for me. No, my intention is that to know, can he build the logic or not? If he has a capacity, if he or she has a good understanding to build a logic, my work done. Because syntax, methods, still he can learn. But building the logic, nobody can teach. I cannot teach anybody, neither you can teach me. Like I gave example yesterday, right? My MCA. On the day I understood that I'm not the person who can build the logics. But maybe many of you can build a logic. And by these chapters, you're able to get in the syntax as well. That is the only thing I can say here. Okay, so now what is the next part here in this particular thing? If you want to do greater than part, operator with the operator. So you can do like this. Like on the urgency, they're saying urgency is 1. And here what they're saying. This is important to be understood. It's saying run the query on the incident where urgency is 1. Okay. You done the add query, running the query, getting the all records. And it's a glide record dot urgency is equal to 2. What is this? I am replacing the incident where urgency is 1 with the urgency is equal to 2 and update it this way. So like if I come here, I say bring out the incident where priority is 1. Let me say priority is 4. What to do? I say do one thing. Glide record dot it's saying priority PRIORITY is equal to 3 and glide record dot. Now if I do this part, let's see the logic is correct. No, the braces are missing. Okay. Now if I come here and let's see how many incidents there which has a priority 4. Let it group by. Okay. So there's a no incident which has a priority 4. So let it change our query. I say if incident priority is 3, make them 4. Let's go here and check everything is fine. Yes, everything is fine for us now. Okay. But is this 3 and 4? This is the value. I'm not saying make it as a high, medium, low. No, I'm saying 3 because maybe in your logic you mentioned the wrong spelling. So better use the code here. This one. If I open this in the other window, let me show you. I'm talking about these values. These one. You remember that why we put these things? So the same logic. Let's run this query now. And let's not run the sandbox. All the best. It should not take this much time, but let's see. It's done. It's done. It compiled, it updated. Now let's come here and refresh our code. Oops, priority is not changed. Why? It means there is something wrong at our side. Okay, record for the rollback as well. Okay, add query priority 3, record query, run and now run again. Let's see. Will it update my records or not? What I'm saying, priority should be make from 3 to 4. But do you think that it will work for us? I doubt. I doubt. The reason is that you cannot make a change in the priority directly. If you see here, can you make a change in the priority? You do impact and urgency first, and then priority gets changed. Right? So due to that reason, it is giving me that issue here. Okay, but we have to understand that how the update and other things work here. This is what we have to understand here. Okay. Now if I come, and this is the important point, update is a query. Once you've done the changes, update it. Okay. So like this, you can delete the records, delete multiple records as well. This is totally up to you. 100% up to you that what query you want to be run, what query you want to be do here. Okay. So this is the first class that is called the glide record, which is being widely used. You should know that what are the methods you can use on the glide record. Now I come to the next topic that is called the glide classes. Okay, it is known as the by GC or GS. No, it's a glide system. It's GC kind of things known by GC. Now the thing is that the points we are going to be discussed are on the two sides. One is called the server side and one is called the client side. Few actions, few methods, few classes you cannot use on the form level like this place. Like if I take example, I invited you guys at my place. I say, guys, please come, let's have a dinner together, everybody. Everybody accepted the invitation and say, okay, Atul, we will come on the weekend. Okay. Now I cannot make any dish in front of you. It's not look good, number one. It takes a lot of time. Let's say I want to bake a cake for everybody. And baking take time. You need patience in that part, right? So this query I will run before you come to my house so that you can get the cake when you reach to my place. But like soup, if I prepare it before you're coming, it is not giving me the good taste. That is a client side query or client side scripting, which I can make when you guys just reach to my house because it takes only 5-7 minutes. I'll do all the raw material ready. When you guys there, you're having your tea or the water and the snacks. In the meantime, I'll prepare the soup for you guys. So now we have to be very carefully understand this part, guys. That what classes we are going to be used on the server side and what classes we are going to be used on the client side. And these called the glide classes. Glide classes means when you want to do some action on a specific way. Like if you want to do some action on the date and time. Then if you want to do some action on the user record. I want all the users, or I want when any user logged in, if he or she has the ITL role, only then he is able to see these particular records. These can be done via glide classes. Okay, so now in this we are going to start with the server side. Server side means it will not work on the UI policy or client scripts. It will work on the background scripts. It will work on the schedule jobs. It will work on the UI action. It will work on the business rule, but it will not work on the front files. Number one, they're saying as a glide system. That is what we are saying. Sorry. In the glide classes, the first one what we have is called the GS. So how it is known in the industry is that GR stands for the record. GS stands for the system. There's a lot of term will come which you have to be get habitual. Okay. So they are saying when you want to do something on the system level, like on the user record specifically, then we use the glide system. And what is the syntax is GS dot. It's called the GS dot. And the same way, variable name, GS dot, what you want to do in the background. What this query is doing, it is saying get a user ID. Go to the user table and bring the data for me for the user ID. Let's see this part here. Let me remove all these things. Var Atul equal to GS dot. What you want? Get user ID. Get a user. You want display name. You want user ID. You want name. What you want? I want user ID. And then put like this. Okay. This is the GS is doing the all function. If you notice this part, see glide system they are saying. And in the method glide system dot get user ID string. Get the sys ID of the current user. This is something new I'm learning at point of time with you guys. Okay, so the first one, if you want to do any kind of actions on the user, then you can use the gs.getUserID. Let me see some other part. Var batch 8 is equal to gs dot. See how many methods are there. A lot of methods. Get session, get property, session ID, user, display name, what you want. When you log in, you get a pop-up message. Hello, Mr. XYZ, welcome in service now. These are the things coming from these stuff only. Message, error message, all the things we will see now. So if you want to do, you can do this particular part like this, get full name, get email ID, all these things. So if I copy all this together, let me add here. Let me change the user. Sorry. No, that was fine. So what it is doing? It says go to the user table and get his full name. This is what I'm doing it here. If I just scroll up, so they're using this is gs.getUser, and under the user, so like in a glide record, we're calling a object which is incident, change, request, problem, tables we're calling. Here we're calling a specific tables, I can say, from the glide record part. So I'm saying that everything is coming in the get user. Now what you want to do? I want get user dot get full name. So like this, let me copy this and then we'll try to run this part. Let run. Run in a sandbox. It's taking 0.9 seconds. Okay, but it means our functionality is working fine. So one thing important here, which is required from the coding perspective, in the logics, in the coding when we do, we avoid getting the user name or the details, or I can say user full name, user ID and all the things. We mainly work on the sys ID. Maybe let's say today I am putting Khushbu name as a USHBO, Khushbu. But tomorrow Khushbu said, no, Atul, my name is renamed now Khush SHBO. Now, instead of creating a new user ID for Khushbu, I will just update the Khushbu name so that the sys ID should not get changed in the background. So that sys ID is one of the part which you use to get the correct and accurate result. And if you put ID here, ID word here, it means you are talking about the sys ID for that particular record. So what it says, get manager ID, it means get the manager sys ID, get company ID, get the company sys ID, and then display. Okay, it is nothing, it is just a query which we done earlier. Glide record dot query, add query. This is what we are doing here. But we're doing here on the database record directly. This is one of the important method we use. Someone say, Atul, I log in, I'm not able to see these modules here. These modules here. Sorry. These what? I said you are not able to do because I running a query in the background which says if the logged in user has the admin role, only then he is able to see it. This is the way that you can run the loops here. If loop, while loop, for loop. Again, the same thing which we discussed in the previously, but the syntax is like this. gs dot has a rule. Let's say, do we have kind of this thing? dot is logged in. Good part is logged in. So these things you have to be read little bit, then you can understand. Is logged in dot, or maybe is logged in user is Atul Grover who has the admin rights, then this query can be work for us. Okay, but remember this is the server side, not the client side, because here I'm getting everything from the database. I'm not running on the form level. No, I'm running everything in the background in the database side only. Okay. Now, a very common we use to show some message on the top like this here. When you click on this button, like say if I want to click on the delete, I'm getting this message, right? These kind of messages, not even though this one. Let me closed. Let me open this record. Let me show you. And let me try to resolve this incident. Okay. This one, like this. These are the error message or the info message. But this is coming from the client side. It is not coming from the server side. It is coming from the client side. But in the same way, we can do on the server side as well. This one, gs.add info message. When you click like create, let me do one thing here. Okay. Will I get any message here? No, I'm not getting any message. Otherwise, if you get any message after saving the record, then it is coming from the gs.info and error. Both are the different part. If you're seeing this part in a blue, it is the info. But if you're seeing the message in the red, it is the error. Remember, this is one of the interview question. What is info and what is error message? People say info means info, error is error. But how you differentiate on the service now? Blue line is a info, red line is a error. Okay, and we can do this thing like this. Okay, we will use this code in the business rule. Now I don't want to be start with the business rule at point of time, otherwise we get confused. So let's do the prerequisites. We're doing the prerequisites for our upcoming classes now. I can show you like this. Info message. Come in LNG. Like this. Maybe I just remove all this thing and try to run this part. It's done in the background because it is a background script. Right? So we cannot do it here. Let's see if anything I can show here, server side something. No, we don't have. Specific we don't have. So by this manner, you can do it. Then you say, Atul, if I'm getting a message like this, is it a server side? It can be client side as well. In the client side, the method will be different. In the server side, we have gs dot. Maybe in the server side, we have some other thing. I need to be C. But you can do this part. Add info, add error message. You can do that part very easily. Okay. I'll not go in this part because that is not much required for you. Okay. Now, if you want to do something on the date and time part, I want to get a record which are created before 1 month. How to do? This is the new class we are going to be use. Glide date time. And how it's work? The same manner. for lng date is equal to new glide date time. You can do the glide date time. You can do var kk equal to new glide, even date as well. These are the syntax symbols which has a different meaning, guys. Okay. By this you can understand there is a server side or the client side, and it is a method or a class. So like it is a method, but it is a class here. Date and time is a class. So now if I put like this, now I get a date and time in the LNG. Means, and also important point, it is not running at point of time in any table. I want to get LNG date dot add seconds. Like in every record, I want to add 30 seconds extra. So by this particular class, you can do that part. So there is another class called the glide date and time. You can do anything like this. If you go here, data LNG date and time dot add local days, UTC, local time, seconds, before, after. So like if you run a query here, like this, if I say here and created this thing, what is this? This is what you are getting here in the scripting part. LNG dot before, after, compare, equal, all the things. If you want to display the date of a record, then we have a get date. Okay, I'm sure. Let me come back here. For a long time I did not ask. How many of you are with me at this pace now? Okay, Atul, we are getting, but we have to be read these things. Tell me, guys, any doubt you are facing? Understanding that, okay,
Everybody's going, flying up the head.
that's fine. I tell you the Khushbu, my experience. The first time when I run this book in my, I guess, fourth or third or fourth batch, it took 5 days for me before prepare the first lecture. To go to the book again. Then I try understanding, okay, what this mean here in service now. These things take time because we are not habitually about this. And I'm again saying, guys, don't mugger. रट्टा नहीं मारना आपको. Don't think that these are the standards. Okay. These are the, sure, EB, if you want, you can drop, no problem. Okay. These are the methods and the classes which we have to be remember. But no need to be mug up. Don't worry. Let it be go up to the head. That is on the weekend you can do this part. You can do the practice. Okay. So one method is called the date and time. We are just discussing few only. There's a lot of methods out there. Let's see. Do we have anything else here like this? For bb is equal to new. See, I have a lot of. Now tell me. Lot of classes are there: record structure, query condition, plugin manager, locale, filter. This is up to you. Let's say anything start from the B. We have anything start with the C. We have, so like these are the case and cache is basically your blocks for the logic building. So these are just few things, a very few things we will be discussing. Glide record, glide date and time is one of the method in that part. Now, if I show you something next, we have the glide element. But it says when you want to use on the changing of the field, that what has been changed, then we use the glide elements. Let's come here and see new glide element. Now see, in the element is my, if I talk about it is a constructor in C++ language, and these are my, let's see, glide element. This is again a constructor, different things. Now tell me what to do. It is the service now which we learn till date, and the book we are reading now. Both have their own deepness of the learning. This book will give you little over understanding, little bit overview over the understanding that what we have to do. Now what it's saying, glide element. It is a method for dealing with the field in a glide record object. Glide record object means incident table I'm talking. In the incident table, if the state get changed, how to do that part? This is current.state.changes to 7. Now the actual developer should come out from you. That is I asked in approximately 2 or 3 days back, how many of you are interested in the scripting? And we have a results in front of us. Don't worry guys, I'm still telling you, don't take any tension here. These things neither I can teach, neither you can learn in a 1 hour. It's required a practice. It required a patience. It's required a practical. Unfortunately, it's very, very unfortunately, I'm not able to do or give you the more exercise here because I have no way to build the logics. I talk to people, I try to resolve their problem, but still I'm not able to do that part because I don't have that mindset. I have a consulting mindset that's changed from the experience. That doesn't change completely, but maybe many of you have a logic mindset, and these things help you to understand that part. So now you remember that we done the glide record. In the glide record, we have an object called the incident. Now I want to work on that incident current field. By this way, you can do this part. This is current means on the record you're working at point of time. State is the my field dot change. Let's say if I write this, it works something for me or not. If current dot assigned to dot changes to. We are still lucky that we are not writing a code that how the assigned to work in pass in the background. Service now give us to everything. We have to be just know that what to use. It is look easy. Click on this button, click on this button, click save. Atul, incident save. How many things run in the background? This is what we're learning now. You just make a change here. Caller, company get populated, employee ID get populated. How these things are coming? These things coming from the scripting only. There is, I don't want to be put little more time on this part because this is not that much which I can teach in a 1 hour. You can learn in a 1 hour. The basics I can give you here. So now this is for the server side. Now aggregate. If you want to do some calculations, count, sum, average, you can do here. You just think and check, is it given by ServiceNow or not? A lot of records, so a lot of objects, a lot of classes, a lot of constructors given by ServiceNow out of the box. It is we need to know that if I want to say, I want how many incidents are there which where the priority is 5. You say Atul count is 5. How you are getting that count? That is important. These are the classes and in the background. Now if I click on this browser, it is not giving me anything like server or this part. Okay, but like if I go here, this part, this will give you the idea that how many queries are running. And then we can see what code has been written in that part. Create child incident, accelerator tracker, modify elements, all these things. Field set mandatory, all states. It is a business tool, or maybe the guide, or maybe the client script. Caller set field mandatory state. UI policy on load, form section, JSS. So what is this? This is all about the coding, guys, which we're seeing here. So glide aggregate, when you want to do some count, sum, average, then you can do that part. Okay. I'll not put much time here because I want to give you the time to read this book. And definitely if you want, you can check the videos of the scripting playlist as well. Now, if I come on the client side, it means I want to do some action on the form level. Like this, I want to be display because this is a client side. Now, what class they'll be using? They're saying glide form. When you want to do some action on the glide on the form side, then we are using a class called the glide form. We need to work here. Let's see. No. Why it's not working glide form here? Because background scripts are the server side logics, and we are talking about the client side logic. So this class will not available here. It will not available here. So what you can do? We can change to the client scripts. Okay, in the meantime, it's open. Okay. Now if I go here, var lng is equal to what we're doing, glide form, right? G underscore form dot, because this particular class has been built for the client side, not the server side. Now, what you want to do on the form level, let's see here. Let's be on the practical part. Atul, I want to add an error message, info message. The same thing you can do in the server side with the gs.add_info. Here you can do the same thing with a g underscore form. Right? My God, what it's saying? This method is available starting with the Fuji release. This is the time when I entered into the service now. Calgary or Fuji. 2014, 14, 15 somewhere, 15 in the beginning, 15. So now you can see what you want to do. I want to put add error message. Okay. Put it. Not allowed. Like this. We will do this thing. I just understand the class here. You want to see that what is written here? Go here and click on the control or maybe alt something. Yes, alt and right click. Not sure why it's been going on this part here. It's going on this one. No, that's not. I want. Not able to open this one. I forget the shortcut key that how to open this one. Otherwise, you can see the code has been written on this part. That what is code has been written on the form, on this particular class. So G underscore form is the first class in the client side recording. Client side records. If you want to do any operation on the form level, then you can use G underscore form. Get value. You want to show the state of an incident. Var lng is equal to G underscore form dot get. Table name, you can get the table name and you can display as well. Then you can say var or G underscore form dot add info message, and then you can put lng. If I'm doing in the right way or not, I'm not sure. I want to display the table name under this. lng plus something like this we have to do. Okay. By this way you can do that part. Get value of the state, get value of the like this. Set value. What the function the script we are running that change the priority or the urgency from 3 to 1 in the glide record, sorry, in the server side, the same thing we can do via get value and the set value. Get the value of the state and set to the 6. Get the value of the impact and set the value 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. These are the methods, like if you want to do this thing. ES dot get value. किसके value लेके आओ? I said bring the value of the priority. ORITY. Underscore form dot set value. क्या करो? Priority की value आप 6 कर दो. These are the common methods, guys, which we have to be used. I'm not sure that how many of you can understand this particular code, but let me put it in Hindi. We use it a lot of time. ये इश्क नहीं आसा, बस इतना समझ लीजिए, एक आग का दरिया तैर के जाना है. It means that scripting is not that much easy that you understand. It is like a sea of fire and you have to be swim on that. If you do that part, you will be learned. You will be perfectly fine in that part. It is something that we have to put effort. I'm not discouraging, demotivating anybody here. I'm putting the very clear fact. Okay. So this is one of the glide class. Get method, get value, set value. These are the very commonly used. Okay. Set mandatory. Now I want this field to be mandatory. Let's say this thing. So how I can do? gs.form dot set mandatory. Which field you want to put mandatory? I want to put description. DSRSCRIPTI description mandatory. But it will do. It will make my field mandatory. We're not running this code now. We will run this code when we go for the client side scripting. Maybe by Monday we'll start again. Types are there, a lot of things are there. So we will do this part then. But this is the method you should know. Again, the prerequisites we are doing. Okay, so like this. Set display value false. It means I'm not making it as a mandatory kind of things. So this is the first class in the server side. Then the user. Atul, that's wrong. We have a user in our server side as well. Yes. You are baking a cake for your friend. If 10 friends are coming, you will not bake in front of them because it's a time consuming. Maybe my sister is coming. I said, okay, she's my sister. Let me bake when she reach home. That is a client side. Now, if you want to do some action on the user record on the form level, then we use the glide user format, which is called G underscore user. The same thing we done in the server side via G underscore element, right? Here we can do with the G underscore user. So like this. Underscore user dot. A lot of very minimum functions. What do you want to do? You want to get first name, client data, full name, has role, exactly, form list, user ID, all the things you can do. I want the username. Okay, bring it, no problem. And now you can display that part. Right? So by this way, you can get the username. These things we will do practical. Then you will understand a little more in the depth that how this is working actually. Okay. So one thing again, a limited functions, or I said not function, limited method has been given on this part, which you can do. Again, if you're talking about the ID, you're talking about the sys ID. Remember, guys, this is important, and we always deal on the sys ID instead of the name or the full name kind of things. We display the full name and other things, but we work on the sys IDs mainly. Okay, now let me scroll down. So like this, we can display. Alert is the method to do this part. Plus name. Name is this variable. That the logged in user is this part. When you logged in, you get a message, pop-up message here. Welcome Khushbu, welcome Priya, welcome Saba, welcome EB, welcome Mathur, welcome Akanksha. How this come? Because that you are getting on the form level. That is coming from this particular option. Alert. Alert means it is just giving you the kind of information, no action required for you. It is not stopping you to proceed further. In the glide record, in the server side, we have a has rule. We have a glide.element. Here we can do G underscore user. Before the guest reach to my home, you can ask, you can give a call and say, hey, what you will have in the lunch? Would like to be go some Chinese, Thai, Italian, Indian. That was the server side. Guest reach at my home. Tell me what you want to take. Snacks, cold drink, tea, coffee. This is the client side, G underscore user. We've done the same thing with the G underscore element as well. Glide element with the glide element format. So things can be done on the both side, server and the client. But the difference is that you should know which value, sorry, which method or function you have to be, or yes, not method or function, you have to be class, which class you have to be used there. So like this, they have given some examples to us. We will do this example when we are starting our topic there. Okay, so with this, this topic has been done. Now what we are going to start, we'll start on the Monday. These two part we need to be will complete. I'll not go more in depth, guys. Don't worry. This is much important point which we'll see. And then we'll go for this part, server side scripting. These three things. Then our scripting topic will be completed. Let me come here. Any doubt, any question, any clarification required by anyone here? Be open with your thoughts here, guys. Kumar, Akanksha, Anna, Gloria. Any doubt, any question, any clarification you guys need? Say yes or no.
Oh, Tulsi, yes.
Saba, Khushbu, Omiko, and EB. Yes, Khushbu, go ahead. You're speaking, I guess, on the mute.
Yeah, I'm not able to understand anything.
No problem. I'm telling you, I'm telling
May-
you.
Maybe
It is,
I'll come up with lots of questions on Monday.
that's
Let's see.
fine. That's fine.
Atu,
Yeah.
Yes,
Atu,
Baba.
what is the point? Like when you say that you can make the, some, let's say, feed mandatory like this descriptions. So what is the point of writing the code where you can just go to the form and do it manually?
This is what we discussed on the day before yesterday's session, Saba. This book very clearly say in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
if you are a developer, you have to be understand, can I achieve my business need without writing a code? Again, this is the way where the picture or the role of the architect come into the form. Let's say I give one example. In my MCA in 2005, okay, because I'm from the BCom background, so I don't about anything about the computer language and all the things. My 2 or 3 friends are there who are already done in BCA. They learn C, C++, all the things. In the first semester, they build up the game that there's a game available in the previous phone, snake game, right? That you can go and eat the things and you can make a big snake. And there's a game called the Sudoku. Like you have 9 boxes and you have to put the numbers. They guys build the code in the C and they develop that game in the C language. Okay. Now the question come, Atul, why they guys do this thing? Cannot they achieve this requirement via some drag and drop with the less writing of the code? They can do. But the problem is that when you become a hardcore developer, you only and only think about the logics or the code. You don't think about the alternatives. You can make a field mandatory, very correct. You can make a field mandatory via UI policy. On Monday, we will see. And you can make a field mandatory via the scripting as well. Now it is up to Saba as a developer need to be decide which is the right method to do that part. You can go to market from your home via cab, via walk, via bike. Now it is up to you which requirement you have to fulfill. If you're bringing a grocery for the 2 months, then I prefer go via cab. If you're bringing just a half kg tomato, you can go via walk. If you're bringing a little bit more, some chicken, some tomato, little bit vegetable, 3-4 kg approximately, then you can go via bike. Now tell me, which is the best method to do this part? Go to the market. It's depend on your business need. You are a developer, you have 3 options. If you go via walk, you will able to maintain your health as well. It is like a workout for you. If you go via bike, you are still saving some money because cab will charge heavy amount. But you have to face heat. You're going in the daytime. If you go via cab, you need to spend a lot of money, but benefit you're getting the AC. No need to be pick up a heavy bags or luggage or the bags in your hand. Now tell me, what is the best solution to do this part? Or the other thing, I will call to my father or my mother, hey, where are you? They say I'm in the near about that area only. Can you bring this half kg tomato for me? Work done. Configuration. Understand, Saban now?
Yes.
So in service now, either you working as a developer, you work as an architect, you work as a consultant. It's about your mind, your thought process, which decide that how to achieve this value. Nowadays, everybody say, let's have a less or let's do the cost cutting. Let's do the cost cutting. How the cost cutting can be done? Via this way. Let's not get unnecessary fields. Let's not get unnecessary table. For me as a developer, it will take only 2 minutes to create a new table. But as a customer, it takes 30 years to maintain that table. Till the time they're using service now, they have to maintain this table. See the costing. It is well said in India that it is easy to buy a car nowadays. You can get a car on the loan amount, but it is tough to maintain that car. Every year you have to pay approximately $20,000-$30,000 insurance. Either you're driving a 1 kilometer, either you're using that car for the 1,000 kilometer. Correct? So these are the things which we have to be think before we ask our developer, hey, go and write this code or do this development for me. And these things come only with the experience, nothing else. Okay, so everybody don't take any tension, guys. Don't take a single tension. You have a weekend. Watch this video again. If you want, you can go to my scripting playlist videos again. Put some time dedicatedly and watch. Then you understand a lot of things in the background. Okay. Now let's start with the class test. Okay, switch on the videos, guys, quickly. Quick, 2 minutes. Quickly, Khushbu, Akanksha, Anna, Gloria, EB, Omiko, Ima, Kumar. Switch on the videos quickly, guys.
You said what? Switch on the what?
Switch on the video. Get ready for the class test. It's Friday. It's my day. I'm happy when there's a test. I'm always happy. Good. Okay. Everybody ready? Open the chat window. What is the meaning of this? I'm writing in the chat window. Okay. What is the meaning of Moscow? Quick. Yesterday we discussed Sabah.
No.
Could have, no need. It's not no need, will not have. Let's be Khushbu, be strict on the words because W has a meaning called the will not have.
You said to stick to what?
You have to give me the definition of Moscow. Okay, good. What is the table name? Computer class. What is the table name of a computer class? Are you sure, Kumar? C underscore computer. What is the class? Oh, sorry, what is the table name of a computer class? Ima, EB, Omiko, Gloria, Anna. I want answer from everybody.
What's the question?
Ima, the question is that what is the table name of a computer class in the CMDB?
What's the CMB? Oh, CMB. Okay.
Yes, CMDB. CMDB underscore CI computer. It's computer or computers?
Computers. Computer.
Computer. Okay, good. Is computer class But let's say I'm giving you this homework as well. Is computer is a part of the server class as well? Is computer is a part of server class or not?
Yes.
How?
Because
Good, Iman. Good. Go ahead. Why? Why you're saying yes?
because it's, I don't know how to explain it.
Go ahead. Explain. Why you guys are saying that computer class is a part of the server class? What is the logic behind that? Yes, Kumar, go ahead.
Because
If you
server
want
is
to,
the because server is the parent of this CMDB CI
No.
computer.
No.
if we want to get the status of that particular CI or asset, we need to do some server-side coding.
No. There's nothing called the coding here.
Okay. Because CMDB underscore CI underscore computer will store the data in Java.
Then how did it to the server? Server is a separate class, computer is a separate class.
You're asking about that table name will be used in server-side scripting, right?
No, I'm not talking about anything about the scripting, Kumar. I'm totally talking about the CMDB here. Saba, what your thought? Is computer is a part of server class or server is a part of the computer class?
I think it's part of the computer. I think it's part of the computer side. It's about CI relationship.
Okay. Answer is wrong here, guys. Okay. Let me give you the practical part. I was implementing the CMDB for one of my customer. Okay. And you guys can do this practical. Maybe Kumar just put this question in the WhatsApp later on. Create a CI in the computer class. Okay. Then create a CI in the server class. And check is the record or the CI which you create in the server is appearing in the computer or not. Okay. And if yes, then why? Okay. This is what my understanding says, that ServiceNow say any computer you are using ultimately is a server. It works like a server for me. Because in the server you are storing the things, right? You're doing the operations. But I want you guys to be identify the correct answer. Okay, fine. Okay. What is the core table of CMDB? What is the core table of CMDB? Everybody, yes, guys, please. What is the core table of the CMDB? And what is the base table of CMDB? Saba is not CMDB, it's CMDB underscore CI. Okay. Give me. Okay, the ideal situation is 10. Give me 10 classes name of CMDB, which we learn. Only I'm not saying the table name. I just want the classes. Like computer is one of the class, server is another class. Give me 10 classes. Let's see how much you guys read. Nobody will open the instance. Akanksha, Khushbu, Anna, Ima, Ebi, Amiko, Gloria. I want answer from everybody. Give me the 10 classes name which we learn in the CMDB session or in the CMDB class.
Class, CI class.
Don't say, you have to be write it.
Oh,
I'm saying the class name, don't give me the table name. Otherwise you cannot write more than one.
you want me to write it in a chart?
Yes, you have to be.
I can't even get through the chart. Let me see. I can't. Let me log into a computer. Can't type anything there.
10 is the ideal. 8 is best. 5 is good. 3 is need progress. 1, you have to be repeat the session again. That is when I told you guys. CMDB session is definitely theoretical part. But it doesn't mean that you will not read anything. Alright guys, come quick. Glorio, Anna, Omiko, I want everybody's answer here. Okay, write only 5 classes. No problem. Write only 5 classes. On the 10 you have to be stop. No, Ima, CI class is not a class. You have to be give me class name like computer, like server. How many classes are there? Hardware, server, email, router, IP, load balancer. Okay, good, Saba. Very nice. Hardware is a class. Are you sure?
Think, oh, hardware is computer. No.
Computer is a separate class.
I think it's a separate class too.
Just check on the navigator part. Are you getting anything on the hardware class?
Yeah, but
Hardware is not a class. Hardware is a main category.
yeah, but
That is a
some
product category, I can
want
say.
like a load balancer.
Yes, Kushbu, Kumar, what's your answer? Ima, Omiko, Anna, Akanksha. Printer is a one class. Good. Quick. I'm doing the counting now. On the 10, I need everybody answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. No problem. Now do one thing. Open the instance. Okay. And create a workflow for me. Okay. Open the instance. I'm giving you a query. And you have to be either create a workflow or flow. That's fine. Okay. The query is that whenever any user create any incident, I want that incident should be approved by his manager and an email should go out. The ask is very simple. I want a workflow to be created where a user is creating an incident. When you click on the submit, it should go for his manager approval and an email notification should go out. It's 6:25 at my computer. By 6:30.
Can you type it? I'm sorry, Atul. Can you type that in the chart?
Okay, I'll do that part. create workflow where when and get create approval, go to manager and get you just have a 4 minute left in your bucket. Let me open the window that who is creating what. Let's everybody use the workflow.
It is taking time to even load.
Yeah, mine too. My computer is slow. So it's slow.
Okay, do one thing. Do one thing. In the meantime, if the screen is loading, you can start typing on the notepad and build a logic in the background. If you want, you can build a logic on the by pen and paper as well. Atul, we will do this thing, then we'll do this thing, then we'll do this thing, then we'll do this thing. I'm okay with anything, either do in the system, either do on the notepad. I'm okay for the same. You guys just have 3 minutes left in your bucket. And I want answer from everybody. Come on, guys, come on. In the meantime, let me update the attendance as well, everybody's. Go ahead, quick, guys. Still 2 minutes are in your bucket. Go ahead. Amsha there, Dipsy is absent, EB is there, Khushbu present, Kumar present, MJ.
You say you want me to go to, you want us to go to workflow, right?
Anything you can do on the workflow, you can do on the flow, you can do on the pen and paper as well. I'm okay with everything, but I need a logic. What you build. Okay, do we have Ima? Yes, Ima is present, Pri absent, Saba is present, Anna present, Ugo is absent. Guys, please quick. Ulu is absent, is present. And with this, we have done this part of scripting. Still, you have 2 minutes in your bucket. Go ahead, still 1 minute left in your bucket. Last 1 minute, let me extend 1 more minute for you. Okay, giving you 1 more minute, guys. Last 1 minute.
So the instance is like getting loading very slow.
No problem. If you're done on the pen and paper, that's fine for me. Okay, let's come
I'm
here.
done.
Great, 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 good, 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 good. Okay. Gloria, you're there? Omiko. Okay, EB dropped off. Ima, what you write? Show me or tell me. What
I'm
logic you built?
still like I'm still trying to figure it out.
You still figure it out. Okay, no problem.
Give
Omiko,
me a look into myself.
Omiko, what logic you build? Anna, what logic you build? Tell me how the process will be starting and how the process will be ending. Akanksha, don't be silent, guys. Either say yes or no. That's fine. I'm happy that Ima says she's still struggling. That's fine. But don't be silent.
No,
Akanksha,
sir.
nothing.
No, sir.
Okay, no problem. Saba,
I'm still building.
still viewing. What logic you built till now? Maybe on with a pen and paper. What you build?
Approval,
Okay. How the approval will go?
reject, then end. So I'm trying to do the notification. So no time because my computer is kind of slow.
Okay. Gloria, no problem. I'll come to your question. No problem. Okay. Kumar, what you build? You're on the mute.
I put it on the chart window.
Okay, let me open. Let's see.
I
No, I
can't
did
even
not.
get into.
I did not.
Can't even
Okay.
get into.
Okay. New workflow begins like the table name, incident, condition, approvals triggered to logged in user manager. That's find, reject, and flow notification column the approval. That's nice. Good. Khushbu, what you build? Khushbu, speaking on mute if you're speaking. Okay, show me. Good.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. If
Okay, let me
why
see.
if
So I have
Dev,
used if condition if an incident is new,
Dev.
okay.
then it will go to the approver, and if the approver approves, then the notification will be sent. If not, then it will just end.
Do you think that if is required here?
What else could I have used? I'm not sure. Task.
Then no. See, if there's a no submit incident is not submitted, why you want to be run the logic? How are you
Okay.
making sure that is a new incident?
So how will I make sure if it is a new incident? Just by if condition, isn't it?
No, I
Then
said I said when incident get created,
yes.
right? If there's a no
So
incident, how you where you check that incident is created or not?
so in the approver itself, I can check if the incident is. I can put the condition here, right? That's what you're saying.
The first point is that number one, there's a no use of the if condition here. If we use
Yeah.
if fire happen, okay, tell me.
Mhm.
I said if fire happen, then you have to call to the ambulance or the sorry the fire brigade.
Yeah. So in the approver itself, I have to use this condition if incident here, right? Or
No,
I don't have to. Then how will I know that the incident is created? Where will I put it?
because Khushbu, you have to be create a workflow on the incident table itself. So that when any new record come in the incident table, this workflow should get attached. Did I
Oh
say
yes, yeah.
did I say that only run this workflow for one user?
Yes,
No. I
you have
said
to
that
do.
whenever incident get created, now either
Yes.
EMA create incident, Saba create incident, Atul create incident, this thing should be run.
Yes, yeah.
If for loop switches are used when you already have something defined in your work, in your mechanism, and you want to be checked. Now the question comes, if priority is 4, then only go for the approval, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, good, no
Got
problem.
it. Yes, yeah.
Well tried and good. You guys confused. Okay, Gloria, I'm coming to your point. Okay, there should not be any confusion here. The simple point is that I put a query. I put a statement to everybody. Guys, create a workflow because we done this workflow class, right? Kushu, maybe you can stop sharing your screen. Okay. Okay. I said whenever any incident get created, I want the approval should go to the logged in user, or approval should go to the requester or the creator of this particular incident. And for that, you have to be create a workflow where approval will go, and then I say, oh, what I can say, notification should go out to the both caller and the approver. This is what we're building a logic. Now my take on this exercise, my final result on this exercise. Okay, the answer of this particular solution is why we need a approval on the incident table. If there is a fire happen at any place, do you take the approval from your father? Can I call to fire brigade? Do you take the approval from the your neighbors that can I call to the fire brigade so that someone can come and shut down this fire or close this fire? Tell me answer yes or no.
No, Tulsi.
Then why you blindly start working on the workflow, guys? You guys did not understand the root of this particular problem. The output should be, Atul, why you want a workflow on the incident table? And why workflow is fine. Why you need approval on the incident table? There is a no electricity at your home. Will you take the approval from anybody? Can I call to the this engineer? This is what
No. Yeah.
this is what the consulting come into the picture.
No, Tulsi, I have taken I assume the situation whenever the employee is like onboarding, like he's a new hire to that particular organization, he will be raising an incident.
No,
That,
no. He's raising a request for get laptop, get access. If laptop is not working, okay, tell me one thing. We all are working in an industry. If your laptop is not working, you raise an incident in the system. Did you get your manager approval? Hey, can you approve my incident so that IT team can work on that part? No. Then how you think that incident I need approval from my manager? That is the basic fundamental of the incident and the request, guys. I thought someone will say, Atul, your requirement is wrong. And this is what I was expecting the answer. And everybody blindly start working on the workflow part. Here the question comes from the consulting side. Even though you are a developer, you have a full access, you have a full authority to ask to the consultant why you need approval on the incident. You are asking for approval on the wrong record. Incident, what is the meaning of the incident as per the ITIL? When or where the services break down, there is an interruption in the services. That is the incident. If someone falls sick in your house, will you take your father permission or the mother permission, your house or wife or the spouse permission? Can I take them to a doctor? We never take, because that is the incident is occurring. But yes, if you or your spouse want to buy something new, then they take approval. Kumar, can I go and buy one new phone of the iPhone 13? Khushbu say I want to buy iPod costing 30,000 rupees. She asked the permission. She take little bit permission kind of from her husband. That is the purpose of this exercise, guys. Don't worry, it's a learning for everybody. Okay. Okay, don't take wrong, Atul. We are feeling very bad. That's fine. It happened. But this is what we have to be understand as a developer. Do we actually? That is I started my discussion from the Moscow, so that I can put this query here. You should ask Atul. It is must have for you approval on the incident table. Is a could have, or you say will not have. It is not. It is breaking the basic principles of the ITL, guys, here. And this is what we guys do in our industries. Otherwise, customers say, I want to get the moon and the stars from sky to the earth. I cannot do this part. That is against the policies, right? So nothing to be worried, guys. It's a good part. We learned something new here. Okay, let's close today's call. We'll connect again after 2 days. Let's enjoy a long, sorry, not a long weekend. Enjoy the weekend. Okay, have a nice day, have a nice evening and weekend ahead. But keep learning. Do this scripting part, guys. Otherwise, you will forget. Now everybody know that where they stand in the ServiceNow course. Okay, and it is a time to brush up the skills again, guys. Okay, till the time, take care. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye, guys.